The darkness continues.
Open your mind.
Dark exodus. Dark exodus. The protester. Dark exodus. Open your mind.
You know.
Yeah, X.
You know.
Dark exodus. You understand? Yeah, X.
You know.
You understand? Open your mind. Dark exodus. Yeah,
You know.
You understand? Yeah, X. dark Exodus, dark Exodus, dark Exodus, dark Exodus.
And we are back. Peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. We're going to have some fun tonight, y'all. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the stupidity of some of these criminals. As you can see from the thumbnail and the title down below, when stupidity is the real crime. Now, I know it's going to offend a few people, especially you people, who got motherfuckers in jail for doing stupid shit, and you've probably done some stupid shit and went to jail your damn self. So, if you're thin-skinned in that regard when we talk about this kind of stuff, now's the time to exit stage right. But anyway, before we get started, y'all know I always start the stream off thanking you good folks for your likes, your shares, your views, your subs, and of course, your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because I realize you don't have to do it, man. You don't have to show up to these goddamn streams. You don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to share it, like it, sub to this channel, or drop your hard-earned coins on this platform. But night after night, man, week after week, man, you good folks choose to do so, man. And I want you to know, man, I do not take it lightly. I don't. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm appreciative for all you good folks, man. And I don't mean just the good folks who hang out in here. I also mean the good folks that hang out there. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm appreciative, man. And I'm thankful for all of you. All right. All right. Let's get at it. Like I said, though, man, I mean, we know that there are people who are criminals, right? They do all kinds of shit, right? They rob, they steal, they sell drugs, they shoot folks, they do all kinds of shit. Carjack, money schemes, you name it. And many of us, especially us black folk, probably have a few motherfuckers in our family tree who are amongst this collective. I'm sure. All right. I'll be the first to say, I mean, I got motherfuckers related to me. You don't want them nowhere near your damn house. Yeah, you don't want them nowhere near your shit. They'll steal everything that ain't nailed the fuck down. All right. I got people in my family that's in and out of prison like a motherfucker. All right. I got nephews and shit, and motherfuckers stay in and out of the goddamn penitentiary. Been in and out of there ever since they were like 19. And now they in their 30s. Still in and out, in and out, in and out. So we are not unfamiliar with people who doing criminal shit. But sometimes criminality finds itself being equivalent to stupidity. And I'm going to show y'all some of these things tonight, man, and we're going to have a little fun doing it, right? It's crazy because I remember when I first moved down here, right? Back in 2014. And I was watching, I don't know what I was watching. I was watching some news, because I don't watch a lot of television, man. I mean, every now and then my wife can get me to sit down and maybe watch some Netflix shit with her, but I'm not much for television. But when I do watch television, I usually watch news or documentaries. I don't watch anything else. And sports, news, documentaries, and sports. That's all I pretty much watch. I think the other shit is idiot shit, so I don't even watch it. But I was watching the news and they were talking about a story, right? And they were showing the video. And a guy went into a check cashing place. I guess he was going to try to rob it. And, he walks in there and he gets on a line to the right, but to the left, there's another line, right? There's two tellers in the check cashing place. He's on the line on the right, and to the left, there's another line, and on that line is a police officer. I mean, a police officer in full garb too, with all the police shit, the police hat, and he had on the police jacket, the windbreaker with police in big bold white letters. And this dude, he's like the third person in the line. And he waits till he gets up to the teller, pulls out his gun, and he's going to rob the check cashing place with the goddamn police officer in the line to his left. And when he pulled out the gun and pointed it at the teller, even the cop was like, "The hell is the matter with this dude? What's the matter with this dude?" And of course, he quickly went over there and scuffled him and got the gun from him and locked him up. But these are people who are too stupid to be committing crimes, man. A lot of these people that commit crimes, man, they're just too fucking stupid to be committing crimes. They need to go ahead, get them a job at Burger King or at the car wash or at McDonald's or some shit like that and do some work for like $9, $10 an hour, because crime is not their thing. What's good with it, brother A Truism? I see you up there, man. Crime is just not their thing. So I'm going to show y'all tonight a couple of these stories that I saw, man, and you might get a kick out of them unless you recognize some of the people in them. But let's get to it, shall we? Let's get to it. Let's see here. All right. First up, of course, this freaking guy here. Let's see, this isn't the one here. I don't believe. This is the one. Let me see. I might have pulled up the wrong shit, y'all. Okay, here we go. Stupid criminals. Notice it says stupid criminals on the top. Even the white folks know these people are stupid. But anyway, let's start here. Go ahead and hit that. And it says here, suspected Ohio diamond thieves get away.
USAA is made.
Foiled by stuck elevator. Kenwood, Ohio. A couple of suspected diamond thieves might have gotten away with it if it wasn't for a stuck elevator. Police say Leroy Brigman, 57, and Marcy Young, 61. Now, mind you, these some old ass criminals here. They older than my ass, so they old as hell. Yeah, they old as hell. 57 and 61, they need to be somewhere sitting on the porch drinking lemonade, not trying to rob. But anyway, tried to steal jewelry from the Diamonds Rock in Kenwood, Ohio. Surveillance video shows a man who investigators say is Brigham smashed through the front door and used a crowbar and screwdriver to unlock the second door. He then looks for the right showcase to break into. He grabbed what he could, and you can see in the film that he's trying to pull some rings, pendants, things out. Police are coming. You can tell he is trying to quickly get out of the building. Store owner Mike Lane told television station WLWT. Investigator says Bridgman and Young tried to make it to their getaway vehicle by going down a stairwell. But when they realized the stairwell didn't lead there, they hopped into an elevator. But the elevator got stuck at the garage level. Investigators say once they realized they were stuck, they tried to stash the jewelry into the ceiling. They were eventually rescued by the fire department and arrested. Now, you look at these people, man, and I'm going to go ahead and show y'all this too, man. Now, you look at these folks, right? They're 57 and 61 years old. Why on earth are these people doing this? Was life that hard that in your damn late 50 and early 60s, you need to try to pull off a diamond heist? Was life so hard that in your old age, you hadn't amassed enough, I don't know, Social Security, you didn't have any investments, you didn't have any of that shit when you're like 60, so you got to get on out there and steal diamonds and shit. I mean, and if you're this old, you would think that you would know how to be a criminal. What's good with it, brother Free Zone? I see you up there, brother. It would appear that you would at least have the OG old school knowledge, to pull off a heist and not get caught stuck in an elevator, then try to stash the goddamn diamonds in the ceiling as if that was going to get you off the fucking hook. And now they'll probably be spending whatever's left of their lives in the hoot scow. But it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Let's go down here because we're not going in any particular order. We're just kind of doing what we do, right? Oh, you know what? Let's go here. Ah, New York. Of course, let's read the title. New York thieves imitate film The Town, get caught after key error. Let us read. New York. The heist was so daring, you'd expect to see it in only a movie. In the movie The Town, a crew of thieves led by Ben Affleck terrorizes South Boston, dressing up as nuns, wearing Halloween masks, even impersonating cops to get away with millions. I believe they thought they could get away with it, ATF Special Agent Charles Mullum said. These guys from Queens took their cues from Hollywood. In surveillance video, the men are seen copying The Town, dressing as cops and parking at a check cashing store in Springfield Gardens while waiting for a clerk to arrive at work. She pulls into her usual spot. These three individuals get out of the truck and approach her, ATF Special Agent Aisha Winston explained. The three assailants made no effort to cover their faces. One did all the talking. He shows her a series of photographs, and one of those photographs was a photograph of her house, she said. Another trick ripped right from the movie to show the clerk that they knew where she lived. Once inside, they pulled a gun, emptied the tills, and ransacked the safe, leaving minutes later with $200,000 in cash. Wow, this is really bold, Winston said. But like most criminals, it was like a stupid mistake that did them in this video. Pay close attention to one spot as a piece of paper drops to the floor. It turned out that the photograph they'd shown their victim. The code in the back of the picture led NYPD detectives to a Walgreens just a few miles away. Now, how you gonna go in there? How you gonna go in there with a photo to threaten this person and then drop the goddamn picture on the floor? The masks were so realistic, Ryan emailed enthusiastic. Thanks to the manufacturer. We'll definitely be doing business with you in the future, he wrote. The realism is unbelievable. This is one of the robbers writing the manufacturer of this. To have all that planning, and then the irony here is to have that one photo drop. That was the hammer. He's got to be just kicking himself, Moham said. You look at the video, it really does look like it's 3 white guys. And then when you find out who did it and who it was, and the thought that went behind it, and the planning that went behind it, it was a good idea that went awry. But as Agent Wilson built her case, the 3 things were living it up. The 3 thugs were living it up, flaunting stacks of cash in Cancun, posing with their diamond-encrusted Rolexes, and one of them wearing a T-shirt depicting a scene from their favorite movie, The Town. Oh, shit. As a matter of fact, I want to show y'all this. Here we go. Trying to think. Do I have the audio?
Store. You see it there.
Can y'all hear that?
This is a plot that plays out just like a Hollywood movie. And tonight you will see the video only here on Eyewitness News. And good evening.
Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear it? Nobody's saying anything. Oh, okay, good.
Evening again. I'm Diana.
Fair use.
And I'm Sade Benoit. The suspects in this heist made one critical mistake. Did you spot it? Well, this is the most viewed video on our Facebook page, and at 7 online all day.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Eininger has this exclusive report. Josh?
It was a series of heists so daring you'd expect to see them only in the movies, like in The Town, a crew of thieves led
Oh shit, why did it stop, you motherfucker?
by Ben Affleck terrorized South Boston, dressing up as nuns, wearing Halloween masks.
We got a 911 call.
Even impersonating cops to get away with millions. But in a world of fictional stories ripped from the headlines,
I believe they thought they got away with it.
3 guys from Queens took their cues from Hollywood in never-before-seen exclusive video. Watch the men copy The Town. Dressing as cops, they parked at this check-cashing store in Springfield Gardens, waiting for a clerk to arrive at work.
She pulls into her usual spot. These 3 individuals get out of the truck and approach her.
ATF Special Agent Aisha Winston works undercover and asked that we conceal her appearance, unlike, it seemed, the 3 assailants, who made no effort to cover their faces. One did all the talking.
He shows her a series of photographs, and one of those photographs was a photograph of her house.
Another trick ripped from the movie.
We have men outside your homes.
To show the clerk they knew where she lived. Once inside, they pulled a gun, emptied the tills, and ransacked the safe, leaving minutes later with $200,000 in cash.
Wow, this is really bold.
Except like with most criminals, it was a stupid mistake that did them in. If you watch carefully in this video, and you pay attention really to this part of the screen, you can see this piece of paper drop here to the tile floor. Turns out that's the photograph they had shown their victim, and the code on the back of the picture led NYPD detectives to this Walgreens just a few miles away. And it's here that their luck ran out, because the group's ringleader paid for that print in his own name. It turned out the fake white cop with the goatee was actually...
Now, wait a goddamn minute. You're getting ready to go and commit a fucking robbery of $200,000, and before you commit the robbery, you actually go and get fucking film developed at a Walgreens and do it with your own credit card in your own name. Come on, man. Come on.
Akeem Bonsalvage, who lived just blocks away. Prosecutors say he, Edward Byam, and Derek Dunkley had dropped thousands on masks like this. So realistic, Byam emailed enthusiastic thanks to the manufacturer. "We'll definitely be doing business with you in the future," he wrote. "The realism is unbelievable." ATF Special Agent Charles Mulham.
To have all that planning, and then the irony here is to have that one photo drop. That was the hammer. He's got to be just kicking himself.
You look at the video, it really does look like it's 3 white guys. And then when you find out who it was and the thought that went on behind it and the planning that went behind it, it was a good idea that went awry.
But as Agent Winston built her case, the 3 thugs were living it up, flaunting stacks of cash in Cancun, posing with diamond-encrusted Rolexes, one of them wearing a T-shirt depicting a scene from their favorite movie.
It's like a movie script itself.
In the end, after agents swooped in, a jury convicted all 3. They're sentenced more than 30 years in prison for a brazen trio obsessed with a work of fiction who ran headfirst into a wall of reality. Josh Eininger, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Niggas is just stupid. just stupid. You get this photo of this woman's house. You go, you show her, hey, look, we know where your house is. We know all this bullshit. And then what do you turn around and do? You drop the goddamn photo on the floor. The cops take it, run the code on it, and find out where it came from. And come to find out, you went and got the shit with your own credit card. Jeez. These people, man, they're too stupid, man, to be doing crime. They're just too stupid, man, to be doing crime. But let's go here. Let's see what we got here. Perch snatching suspect drops his wallet and ID during crime. Santa Clarita, California. A bumbling robbery suspect dropped his wallet containing his ID while running off with a woman's purse in Santa Clarita. Sheriff's officials received a call about a robbery at a parking lot at 19,200 Soledad Canyon Road on November 1st. The victim, a 35-year-old female, told investigators that she was loading her groceries in her car when a man approached her from behind and stole her purse. As the woman chased the robber, she and another witness saw the suspect's wallet fall out of his pants pocket. You might want to secure your wallet when you're committing a robbery. But anyway, the wallet contained the suspect's ID. Officials identified the suspect as 35-year-old Ishmael Soto. Upon further investigation, authorities found that Soto may also be involved in a separate, unrelated involving criminal threats and battery that occurred in Canyon County in September. Detectives are now searching for Soto, who they believe may be living in Salamov, North Hollywood. If you have any information about Soto's whereabouts, you're urged to contact Los Angeles Regional Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS. Oh, so they ain't even caught this motherfucker yet. But they will, because he left his wallet behind. Let me see. Because I got others. Let me see. Oh, let's go here. Let's see what the brother done. Venice burglar accidentally takes selfie with victim's iPhone. Venice, Los Angeles. Los Angeles police are asking for the public's help to identify a suspect who burglarized a home in Venice and accidentally took a selfie with the victim's iPhone. The suspect entered a residence on Paloma Avenue near Speedway around 7 a.m. on July 11th through an unlocked door, police said. While inside the living room of the residence, the suspect grabbed the victim's iPhone and accidentally activated a video application, which then took a selfie of the suspect. The suspect took the iPhone and fled the scene. A woman and two 15-year-old girls were inside the home at the time of the burglary. The suspect was described as a black male in the selfie. He's seen wearing a dark hat. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information about the suspect, we ask to contact the LAPD Pacific Area Detective Salazar at 310-482-6363. And there he is. While committing a burglary, he grabs the phone and accidentally takes a fucking selfie of himself. And somehow let the people get their fucking hands on it. These are criminals, y'all. Don't they make us proud? They make us proud. We're gonna go to another one because I have quite a few. We're gonna jump around a little bit, y'all. We're gonna jump around a little bit. Let me see here. And of course, this one's titled Stupid Criminals as well. Stupid criminals. Let's see. This looks like a good one. Overzealous beer bandits slip up in hilarious exit. These bumbling burglars got away with more than just a few beers they didn't pay for. They also earned some internet infamy and maybe a few bruises. As the pair tried to exit the Florida convenience store, they realized they had taken more beers than they could handle, literally. One couldn't open the door and the other slipped in the parking lot. As funny as the video might be, the thieves are still at large. They got away with several cases of beer. Anyone with information should contact the Broward Sheriff's Office. Now let's have a look at these photos, shall we? They're stealing the beer. The next photo, I guess the brother can't get out. He's scuffling with it somehow. I guess he can't open the door because he's got too many beers in his hand, so he tries to do it with his back. That don't work, so he damn near throws his back out. And then he still can't get out somehow. Look like he's tripping over this garbage can right here. Still can't get out. He just can't get out of this fucking store. So he finally figures out, fuck it, I got to drop one of these or two of these cases of beer so I can open this door. Door's open. He comes back, gets him. He's got a partner with him now because 4 hands are better than 2. And look here. Look up top. Y'all need to see this shit. Can y'all see this? You see up here at the top of this photo? At the top of this photo, they are literally laying on the fucking ground out in the parking lot. I guess they must have got out there and tripped. They must have got out there and tripped down on the ground or some shit. All of this for fucking beer? As much as I like beer, all right? As much as I like beer, I don't think I'm willing to go through all this shit, man, to get it. I just don't think I don't think I like beer that much. But let's go to another one. Man drags stolen safe behind car. Let me see. Maybe I'll just play the video for y'all.
Criminal who is not very bright. Police in Swansboro releases dash cam video of a man they say stole a safe from a pharmacy, and then, as you see there, he's dragging it behind his car for a few miles before passing an officer. That officer then arrested the man. The safe was filled with prescription drugs. A big surprise for
Now, you gonna freaking you're gonna freaking steal a safe and tie it to the back of your car and just drive down the road with it? I mean, what can you even say about this stuff anymore, man? What can you say? What can you say about this kind of stuff? But let's go here. Let's go here. Oh no, this is the wrong. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Okay, here we go. Thief breaks into YMCA, steals fake cash from toy register.
Into a car wash? Weird flex. Turning your squad into a carpool so you drive less? Good flex. Auto insurance that flexes with you.
Goddamn commercials, my bad, y'all.
Caught on security camera, a man kicking through the ductwork in the ceiling of the YMCA Child Development Center in India, dropping to the floor, then breaking into a cash register, stealing all the money inside before making a daring escape out the door. A heist that Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's character from Mission Impossible, would be proud of. Except for one thing. This is the cash register. A children's toy filled with play money worth next to nothing. A burglary gone bupkis. As you can see, the ceiling tiles have been replaced here at the YMCA, and also there's money back in the cash register. They should probably clear out this drawer so they don't get hit again. The Indio Police Department believes this might not be the first acoustic ceiling tile crushing caper this cat burglar has sunk his claws into.
Thieves tend to have specific MOs that they follow, that stuff that they get comfortable with. They don't get caught doing it once, so they figure, hey, this is a tried and true method, and they kind of stick to it.
With his face caught on camera, this thief should have thought twice. I'd classify this mission as impossibly stupid. Joe Galley, News Channel 3.
What do we say about this one, y'all? What do we say?
is made.
What do we say about that one? You break through the ceiling, get into the YMCA, and steal money out of a toy cash register. You break in there to steal toy fucking money. I mean, God, just stupid, man. Just what do you I mean, what do you do with these people? What do you do with these people? Let's pick one more, huh? Go here to this guy. Says here, suspect left cell phone, traffic citation at robbery scene. Another fucking genius. Cypress, Texas. A teenager is on the run after leaving a literal paper trail at a robbery. Daniel James Furstenfeld, 18, allegedly stole $2,000 from a home during a robbery earlier this month in northwest Harris County. Harris County deputies say a resident called 911 after he spotted a person wearing a ski mask in his home about 10 p.m. October 14th in the 18,200 block of Abermont Drive. The intruder ran out of the house and the resident chased him. During the chase, the suspect turned toward the resident and pulled out what appeared to be a gun at him. At that point, the homeowner gave up the chase and went home. Deputies say the intruder took $2,000 in cash and other items from the home. When deputies arrived, they found a traffic ticket and a cell phone near the spot where the suspect had reportedly pulled the gun during the chase. Furstenfeld's name was on the ticket. Witnesses also identified Furstenfeld as the suspect in the case. Furstenfeld is charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Bond for the case has been set at $30,000. Here's another person going somewhere to rob a house, but when he pulls out his gun, I guess to threaten the guy who was chasing him, he also pulls out a traffic ticket he had got and his cell phone. Yeah. Telling you, man, these people are too stupid, man, to commit crimes, man. Too stupid to commit crimes, man. Too stupid. But let's go here. Change it up. Let's go to Crime Feed. ID Crime Feed. Fool's Justice. 8 dumb criminals who got busted by being stupid. By being stupid. Here we are. Well, she have a friendly face. You would never suspect her of criminal activity, right? But her name is Chastity. And God damn it, this writing is too goddamn small. Let me put on my goddamn glasses, boy. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm old. And I need to blow this shit up to boot. Here we are. Much better. Mrs. Chastity Hobson is her name. Crime, accused of battery. Foolishness, responded to fake news alert that local drug supplies contained the Ebola virus. Back in March 2016, The Granite Shoals Police Department in Texas issued a very special warning on its Facebook page that declared, if you have recently purchased meth or heroin in Central Texas, please take it to the local police or sheriff department so it can be screened with a special device. Do not use it until it has been properly checked for the possible Ebola contamination. Now, hold up. Hold up. Now, the police put this on their Facebook page, right? And they said, what's good, brother Dallas Cowboys? I see you up there, brother. They put this on their page. They say, if you've bought meth or heroin in Texas, please bring it to the police station so we can check it to make sure it don't got Ebola on it, so we can properly screen it to make sure it's not contaminated with Ebola. Police say this message, of course, was a ruse. Regardless, concerned citizen Chastity Hobson reportedly did her duty by bringing in her sample of illegal substance to be examined. Hobson was promptly arrested and held on $5,000 bond. Yeah, you know, if you're buying meth or crack or heroin, don't use it, folks. Bring it to the police station so we can look at it first. And of course, she marches right on in there with the fucking meth and get locked up. Oh my goodness. Let's see what's next. Oh, here's a friendly face. Oh, this is the BTK killer here. Didn't even know that. Dennis Rader, crime, serial rape, torture, and murder. His foolishness. Asked cops if he could be traced through a floppy disk. They lied and said no, and he believed them. As a notorious BTK, Dennis Rader would bind, torture, and kill his victims, and then write torturing letters about it to the police and the news media. Rader's reign of violence lasted from 1974 to 1991 and claimed at least 10 lives before he disappeared for more than a decade. He resumed writing letters in 2004, though, and set himself up to get busted. In January 2005, Rader wrote to the cops, "Can I communicate with floppy disk and not be traced to a computer? Be honest." The police responded in the affirmative with the newspaper ad as Rader instructed. The BTK killer then sent authorities a floppy disk that he didn't realize contained encrypted metadata that directed them to his exact location. Rader's currently serving 10 consecutive life sentences in Kansas. Now, this is a guy who got away with multiple murders for years. What's good with it, brother Deacon Dave? I see you up there, brother. He got away with multiple murders for years. And he writes the cops and say, if I send you guys a dish, you won't be able to trace me on it, right? And the cops are like, hell no, send the dish. We won't be able to trace you. Ah, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But let's go to the next one. Oh, here's a pleasant looking guy here, right? His name, Mr. Dustin McCombs. Crime, accused of rape. Foolishness. Picked a fight on Facebook with the sheriff's office that deemed him creep of the week. On January 5th, 2012, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in Alabama issued an arrest warrant for Dustin McCombs, who was accused of rape by force. The sheriff also posted McCombs' photo on Facebook under the banner Creep of the Week. Shortly thereafter, McCombs posted a response on the sheriff's Facebook page accusing the department of defamation of character and noting, "Good thing I moved out of state." The sheriff, in turn, pointed out that rape charges don't vanish when you cross state borders. McCombs responded with an extensive online tirade that ultimately tipped off the cops to his location. Officers arrested McCombs on February 3rd. Yeah, wanted for rape, on the run, just communicate with the police. That's how did you come up with it? It's pure genius. It's pure genius, folks. But let's continue. Here's another winner. James Tyndall. Crime, robbery, violating plea agreement, foolishness, left drug treatment, fled the state, taunted authorities online by writing "Catch me if you can," and then continually listed exactly where he was. In April 2012, convicted robber James Tyndall violated the conditions of a plea deal he made by quitting rehab and leaving the state of Oregon. Not satisfied with simply being on the run, however, Tyndall took to social media to brag about it. Tyndall posted nasty messages on the pages of his probation officer and the judge who sentenced him, bragging about being the one who got away. On April 20th, he even wrote, "Fresh out of another state, catch me if you can." That didn't prove too difficult, as one of Tyndall's typical follow-up messages declared, "I'm in Alabama." He also posted a sonogram photo of his unborn son that included the name of the Alabama County General Hospital where it was taken. In early May, cops caught up with Tyndall and flew him back to Oregon, where he was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. I don't know, white folk. I see a lot of y'all on here, man. And a little sidebar. When we do the ridiculous race game this week with the ladies, we'll be talking about a lot of white on white crime. Yeah, we're going to be talking about white crime. So, yeah. Make sure you're here. But let's continue. We done finally got to a Negro. We had to go 5 stories in to get to a Negro, y'all. But here we are, another pleasant-looking fellow here. Mr. Scott Simon. Crime, murder, foolishness. Accidentally called 911, recorded his murder plan. On May 5th, 2013, Scott Simon inadvertently dialed 911 and was recorded saying he was going to follow Nicholas Walker in his car and kill him. Just a few minutes after the call came in, somebody followed Nicholas Walker in his car and killed him. The call led authorities to Simon, who had been captured on video having an argument with Walker that night at a Waffle House. Afterward, police say Simon's 2 friends drove up alongside Walker's vehicle, and Michael Dupree driving and Ronald Desmoir firing the shots that killed the victim. Simon, Dupree, and Desmoir have all since been convicted of murder. I don't know what it is, especially with a lot of the shit that you see black folk doing, right? They have a tendency to record their fucking crimes. Like, why would you record your crime and put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter? Like, what do you think that there's this force field around social media that keeps police from seeing it, or a force field around it that keeps people who would tell the police from seeing it? I mean, I don't get the whole recording of your crime shit. I would never understand that. Because if I ever commit a crime, you fucking people will never know it, because I won't record that motherfucker for you to see it on Instagram or Twitter or no shit like that. But let's continue. Wanted of the week. Our next contestant Mac Yearwood, crime, accused of battery, possession, foolishness, used own wanted poster as his Facebook profile pic. Let me repeat that. Use his own wanted poster as his Facebook profile pic. But anyway, as investigators searched in 2016 for Mac Yearwood in connection to an open battery case, the Florida man accidentally assisted them by using his mugshot from a previous incident as his Facebook profile photo, taken directly from the Stewart Police Department's Wanted of the Week poster. Authorities then easily tracked Yearwood to his brother's house and picked him up on the 2 outstanding warrants. Afterwards, Stewart Police Department Corporal Brian Borso wrote online, Facebook is a great way to communicate and connect with old friends and family. If you are wanted by the police, it's probably not a good idea to use the Wanted of the Week poster of yourself as your profile pic. I mean, people who do this kind of shit, I believe these people deep down inside want to get caught. And I also believe that people who do this stupid kind of shit deserve to be caught. Yeah, they deserve to be caught, man. They're too stupid to be on the street. All right? Forget whether or not they might commit another crime. They just too stupid to be on the street, period. But let's continue. Next up, Mr. Ashley Keast. His crimes: breaking and entering, burglary, homicidal threats. His foolishness: took selfie on stolen SIM card, sent photo to victim's coworkers. Over in Rotherham, England, oh, this is across the pond, huh? Ashley Keast robbed a house in 2014 and afterwards snapped a selfie using a SIM card that he had stolen from the property. Keast then posted the photo on WhatsApp, but also unwittingly sent it to the victim's workplace colleagues. The co-workers contacted the cops, who busted Keast with pilfered property the next day. So I'm assuming he used the SIM card, and because he had the SIM card, it probably had the information from whatever phone it came out of. So he probably sent it to the people's contacts, inadvertently. And once they had that, now they can just pretty much track the phone now. A lot of white folk on this thing, white folk. I'm disappointed, white people. I see a lot of stupid ass white criminals. Y'all got some explaining to do, white folk. Y'all gotta explain this, man. Justify these stupid white criminals, white people. Y'all got some explaining to do. And last but not least, Mr. Jesse Berube. Crime, burglary, foolishness. Got stuck in chimney, called 911 to come rescue him. They say 1 week before Christmas in 2017, California resident Jesse Berube allegedly attempted an anti-Santa move by trying to sneak down the chimney of a local business to rob it. Instead, Berube reportedly got stuck and had to dial 911 for help. The Sacramento Fire Department showed up and cut Berube free, after which the Citrus Heights police slapped him with 1 count of burglary and snapped a sooty face mugshot of the suspect. So you go there, you're going to break into place. You go down the chimney and you get stuck. Well, luckily he had the wherewithal, to be able to reach his cell phone and call somebody. Because what if they would have came into work the next day, say he had passed out or some shit happened, and they came into work the next day and just lighted a fire up under that motherfucker? I mean, jeez. I'm telling you, white folk, y'all got some explaining to do. White folk, y'all have some explaining to do. For all my white listeners, y'all got some explaining to do. Y'all criminals are too stupid to be committing crimes. But yeah, I just want to share these things with y'all, man, because this shit crazy, man. It's crazy. When I was reading these stories early, I was like, I couldn't even believe that they were real. I couldn't even believe that these damn stories was real, man. I mean, they were just too fucking stupid. These stories were way too stupid to be real, man. I had to show them. I had to talk about them. Oh, Daryl said I never called them my people. Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all got some explaining to do, brother Daryl. I mean, I saw a lot of white folk on that thing. But we can go look at some black folk too. We can go look at some black folk too. Let's go look at some black folk, right? Let's go back. Let's see if we can find some stupid black criminals. Let's see if we can find some. We've seen enough stupid white criminals. Let's see if we can find some stupid black criminals. Well, we did do this one here, the people in their 60s that got caught in the elevator. Let's go down here. Let's check out some young folk. Let's see what they doing. Let's check out some young folk, huh? Oh, hold up. Am I sharing this shit? Okay. Let's see some stupid young black folk. Says here, selfie on stolen iPad helps Houston man identify suspects. We'll just play it.
Shortly after it,
Fair use.
thousands of dollars in cash were stolen from a Starbucks parking lot. And good evening, I'm Gina Gaston.
And I'm Eric Barajas. Ilona is off. Tonight, the owner of an iPad claims the cloud clued him in, storing more than a dozen photos of the men he believed cleaned out his truck.
Eyewitness News reporter Cody Kalergis joins us live to explain. T.P.O.T?
Gina, good evening. The owner of that iPad thought his iPad and stacks of cash were long gone until his iPad connected to this Montrose area Starbucks and uploaded 17 selfies.
These guys look like they just won the lottery, snapping selfies with stacks of $100 bills fanned out in their hands and in their mouths, celebrating at Burger King.
And I think they had felt elated that they had gotten away with such a big score.
Randy Schaefer said last week someone went into his truck that was parked in front of his River Oaks home.
There was a laptop and an iPad and some cash.
Not just some, $5,000 cash, thinking he would never see it again. He wrote it off as a loss.
I was just frustrated, just felt violated.
Then this morning, he checked his iCloud photo stream and saw these two strange men and 17 selfies they snapped hours after his alleged truck burglary.
Well, at first I wondered who they were, and then immediately, within seconds, I realized who they were, and then I saw that they had my money in their mouth.
Schaefer says the men took the selfies on his stolen iPad at this Houston Burger King on Montrose.
Saw on the Burger King camera that they were, in fact, in that store.
But long gone now, Schaefer said some of his other stolen items ditched and later found behind this Montrose area Starbucks. It's there, he suspects, his iPad connected to the Starbucks Wi-Fi and synced the selfies to the cloud.
Pretty dumb.
Their mistake, now his gain, and hopefully for police as well. The tables turned. Selfies of celebration, now selfies in evidence.
And you are now looking at YouTube video that just surfaced just about 40 minutes ago. It shows these same two men holding up stacks of cash and saying this is all in a night's hustle. And you best believe that this video also will soon be in evidence as well. And get this, these guys even gave their names in this YouTube video. Reporting live in the Montrose area tonight, T.P.O.T, 13 Eyewitness News.
Yep. Couldn't just take the money and do what they were going to do. Nope. Got to take selfies, got to pose with the money in their mouth, take pictures, do all this kind of bullshit, and identify themselves. And once again, say their fucking name on the tape. Ugh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to go down again because I know y'all want to see some stupid black criminals. I showed y'all a whole bunch of stupid white criminals. So I know y'all want to see some black folks. I'm going to go ahead and fulfill your wishes. I can't be biased or prejudiced, white folk. So I have to show some ridiculous black criminals as well. All right. Let's see if it's going to play without showing a damn commercial first.
Diet. That's
fair
Jared
use.
Fogle,
God
who
damn
went
it, fair
from
use.
425 pounds down to 180 with a diet mainly focused on.
Hold up, y'all. My bad.
2 low-fat sandwiches from Subway.
Well, one Alabama man got upset when the Jared diet didn't work for him. So he went on a slew of robberies seeking revenge. That makes sense, doesn't it? ABC's Sarah Haynes has more, including surveillance video.
Police say this is one teen's revenge over a failed diet. 4 robberies in 4 days, all of them Subway restaurants in Alabama. Watch as this man, according to police, 18-year-old Zachary Torrance, pulls a gun on an unsuspecting Subway employee. So what's his beef?
He stated to the detective that he had attempted the Jared diet and it had not worked for him, and he felt like he should get his money back.
Here is Jared Fogle.
Yep, that's Jared, Subway superstar. He lost 245 pounds in 1 year after eating a steady diet of Subway sandwiches. Police say when the focus on footlongs didn't pay off for Torrance, he targeted sandwich artists across the Birmingham area. The victims say this portly gunman weighs over 200 pounds.
My first reaction to that, too, is that, that's a crazy thing to say, but, there has to be some, all he did was rob Subways.
Behind bars on $250,000 bond, the alleged jilted dieter may have missed this part of the commercial.
Jared believes in an active lifestyle, including lots of walking.
Nabbed after this image was shown on the Hueytown Police Facebook page, viewed by 150,000 people in 24 hours, including a customer at the local Walmart. The giveaway? Apparently these orange shoes seen in the surveillance footage.
That was Sarah Haynes reporting. Torrance could be facing additional charges in the 3 other suspected robberies.
Good. So we'll see how he does on his diet in jail.
Yeah, well.
We've all heard of the Jared diet.
The fucking anchor man threw a shot. Let's see how you do on your diet in the hoots gal, Negro. But we have one more. Let me see. Are these Negroes here? Yeah, I believe these are Negroes here. Go down here. I believe these are Negroes. It says burglary suspect survived police shooting after ramming cruiser. Austin, Texas. 2 burglary suspects are lucky to be alive after what can only be described as one very bad decision. When Officer Shane Cunningham attempted to stop Miguel Macias and James Hanlon after a burglary call in August 2013, Macias, the driver, rammed the police car and stepped on the accelerator. The officer responded with a barrage of gunfire. Macias was shot 5 times, but both suspects lived. Oh, so I guess not everybody dies who gets shot by the police, huh? On Thursday, Macias was sentenced to 32 years in prison after a jury found him guilty of aggravated assault on a police officer. Why would you even take that to trial? That was stupid. No, they look white. God damn it! I said I was doing black folk. Boy, so many of y'all dumb white criminals that goddamn it I'm running out of black people. It's too many white folk, man. Too many white criminals. It's too many white criminals. Too many. But let's go here. I guess he's black and white, so he's somewhere in the middle. He's in the middle. Robbery suspect shoots self in finger while eating stolen pizza from a delivery man. Chicago, a suspect who allegedly robbed a Domino's delivery man accidentally shot himself in the finger while he was eating the stolen pizza. Police said Armando Colon, 19, and Dion Reese, 16, ordered 2 pizzas to be delivered in the 3500 block of West Dickens Avenue on January 14th, according to the assistant state attorney. Sarah Carr, when the delivery man arrived with the food, Reese threatened him with the gun. Both Colon and Reese rifled through the man's pocket, took $40 to $50 and the food, and fled the scene. Officials said Colon was eating the stolen pizza and he accidentally shot himself while he was handling the gun he used during the robbery. Someone called 911 and Colon was taken to an area hospital to be treated for his injury. He has a scar from the graze wound on a finger on his left. Police report. Police said Colon and Reese were also behind another robbery of a Chinese food delivery man this month. Both were charged for the 2 robberies and appeared in bond court on Thursday. Reese was charged as an adult. As Carr described Colon's misfortune before a judge, several onlookers in the courtroom softly chuckled. I don't blame him. I would have been laughing too. Now you're sitting there eating the pizza. It didn't cross your mind to put the gun down. It didn't cross your mind, you know what? Let me put this damn 38 down so I can go ahead and eat these slices. Nope. He's trying to eat the pizza with the gun in his hand and obviously with finger on the trigger. Oh, God. All right, we're going to try to find one more Negro for y'all. Let me see. One more Negro. Let's see. Is this the same one? Oh, yeah, that's the same one. My bad. We're going to find one more Negro for y'all so y'all don't think I'm being bigoted by just talking about white folk criminals. I don't want the white folk to get mad. Oh, you're racist. All you did was talk about white criminals the other night. So I'm going to give you some black ones too. All right. Oh, this one has a video, so I'll just play the video for y'all. I'll just play the video for you good folk. Commercial pass. I wonder if do they flag you if you play commercials? Would that get your shit flagged? But here we go. Fair use.
A man's residence in Trenton because police say he made himself right at home. New Jersey correspondent Yomi Shanek has the story tonight.
Some of the strangest things happening in the city now.
Contractor Peter Fields of Trenton is surveying the broken door left behind by a nervy thief who broke into his Edgewood Avenue home Saturday afternoon.
When I go in the house, he had smashed the alarm system off the wall, and he was in the shower, taking a shower.
Talk about making yourself at home. Fields says the thief also helped himself to a bottle of whiskey while he was rifling through the house.
I guess he was thirsty.
Fields crept upstairs while the shower was running, careful not to tip off the intruder.
I saw him. I watched him. I gave the police the information while I was on the phone watching him, making sure he didn't escape.
Fields thinks the thief may have been scoping his house out and never expected him to be here at the time, which explains why he felt comfortable enough to jump in the shower.
He got some clothes together. He went into some alcohol. He had some alcohol, and you would have thought he lived here.
Police arrived shortly after Fields called 911 and put the cuffs on the guy in the buff in his shower. 28-year-old Antoine Whiting has been charged with burglary, theft, and criminal mischief. He's being held on $50,000 bail.
And once he smashed the alarm system, I think he thought he was home free, and he began to relax.
Perhaps a little too much. This thief's desire to clean up before he cleaned out the house landed him in jail. In Trenton, I'm Nora Mushanek, Channel 6 Action News.
Now, this is insanity because you break into somebody's house, and I guess you're going to steal jewelry or money or something like that. What makes you say, you know what? Now that I've broken in here, let me just go ahead and take me a quick shower right quick. Let me take a shower right quick. I mean, and then the man comes in there and you still showering when the man gets there. Now the police got to come there and lock your naked ass up. He probably was in the shower singing too. He probably was in there singing and shit. All right, one more. I know y'all want one more. Y'all want one more, don't you? Y'all want one more. Why does this do this? I know y'all want one more. You want one more. This one has a video too. So we're gonna go ahead and play it. Let's see if we gotta stop the goddamn commercials. Yes, we do. Jesus. Everybody wanna monetize their shit, including the news network. They're like YouTubers.
Hi, I'm
Fair
Melissa
use.
Carson in the Eyewitness Newsroom. You know, committing a crime, not the smartest thing a person can do, but I'm going to introduce you to one woman who really might be lacking in the intelligence department. That is because deputies in New York State say that she created a fake license plate. She made it herself, and you're really going to like the story when you take a look at it. Let me take you to the picture of her license plate. Yep, there it is, folks. It is made of cardboard and painted kind of in the same colors as a real plate. Deputies noticed this fake plate while on the woman's vehicle while they were out on patrol. So the woman didn't have a front.
God damn it, white people. God damn it. Here's another white person. Y'all white folk got some explaining to do, man. I didn't know it was these many stupid white criminals, man. Did any of you white folk want to come up here and explain this? I'm going to open this up after this story finishes, and I want you white folk to come up here and explain this shit, man. Come up here and explain this shit.
Front license plate, allegedly put this bogus one on the back of her vehicle. Deputies arrested her. She's now facing multiple charges, including a felony count of possessing a forged instrument. Not her best idea yet. We'll keep you up to date on the big stories and just the really strange ones here on abc13.com.
Aye, white people. I did all these stories tonight, and 80% of them was white.
USAA is made.
80% of them were white folk. Y'all got some explaining to do, white people. I want y'all to get up here and defend your criminal brethren. Come up here and defend your criminal brethren. I'm gonna go ahead, man. I'm gonna get ready to open this up. So if you want to come through, you know what to do. The email is prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophetofthought, one word, no caps, at yahoo.com. And any white person that come up here, goddamn it. Nope, Ragnarok, nope, goddamn it. Those are your people. I'm putting them on you, man. I am claiming them for you. They're your people, goddamn it. Come on up here and defend them. Yeah, come on up here and defend your folks. Come on up here and defend them, goddamn it. Don't try to slide. Don't try to slide away from them now. Don't try to ease away from them and say, "Oh, those ain't our people, X." Bullshit. Don't try to separate yourself from them now because you see them doing a bunch of dumb criminal shit. Don't try to separate yourselves from these people. God damn it. It's the collective, god damn it. It's a collective of white folk. All right? All of y'all are the same. All right? Y'all all are the same. Y'all all are the same kind of people. So don't try to distinguish yourself from them now. And y'all ain't see shit. Wait until Saturday. Because Saturday we're going to be focusing in on white crime. Yeah. Saturday's going to be hell. And I'm going to have some ladies up here. Yeah, it's going to be good. I promise. Yeah, it's going to be good. But if you want to come through and talk about these Caucasian criminals, go ahead, hit me on the email. Like I said, it's prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophetofthought, one word, at yahoo.com. Yeah, man, because the white folks is insane, man. They just, they do all these crimes and they do stupid shit and get caught. You would think it would be, just Negroes doing this stupid shit. But no, it's white folk too. Climbing through chimneys, getting stuck. Fucking dragging the safe they done stole behind the car. Y'all just saw the white girl, she drew a license plate, trying to make it look like the license plates in New York as if it was going to fool the police. You got the fucking white boys fucking stealing shit and then taking fucking selfies and shit with the SIM card, sending it to people. And then you got the lady who freaking read the fucking Facebook post about, bringing your meth in to be decontaminated. And she goes down to the police station with a handful of meth and say, "Can y'all decontaminate my meth for me?" Yeah, man. I got some explaining to do, white people. Yeah. I actually thought more of you white folk. I did. But now I have to think of you the same way I think of Negroes, man. People are right when they say white people do it too. See, they're right. They're right when they say white people do it too, man. It's been proven tonight that white people do it too. Yeah, white people do it too. They have their league of crazy, ridiculous criminals who are just too dumb to fucking be committing crimes. Because the same go for you white folks. That you white folks who get caught doing stupid crimes and shit and fuck up and go to jail. Just give it up, man. Forget committing crime. Just forget about it. All right? Get you a job at Burger King or Walmart or at the car wash or I don't know, somewhere at the stadium sweeping up cigarette butts. I don't know. Get you a job doing that. Who knows? You go to work at McDonald's or Walmart or Burger King or Target or something. You spend a little time there. The next thing you know, you'll be a department manager, then an assistant manager. And who knows? If you work there 25 years, they may even let you manage a whole store one day. Beats going to jail over some stupid shit. Because imagine when you're sitting down talking to other convicts in there and they ask you, what are you in here for? How'd you get in here? Oh, well, I tried to break into this store. I went down the chimney and I got stuck. So I had to call the fire department for them to cut me out. And then after they cut me out, the police arrested me. You don't want to be explaining that to other inmates, do you? Do you want to be explaining that to other inmates? Do you want to be explaining that to other inmates? It's crazy, man, because you read about these crimes and you watch them, right? You watch them. And like the dude who robbed the pizza man, right? Okay, they robbed the pizza man, they take his pizza, they take his money and all this kind of bullshit. So, in a sense, they got away with it, right? They got away with it, didn't they? But they turn around and he's eating pizza with his fucking pistol in his hand, I guess, and somehow shot himself in the fit. I don't even know how the mechanics of that worked. Like, I mean, what were you eating the pizza and you had the pistol and this hand was up here or what? I mean, how did the mechanics of that work? Did you have the pistol in this hand? You was eating the pizza, forgot you had your finger on the trigger and shot your damn finger? I don't even know how the mechanics of that worked. I cram to understand that one. I cram to understand that one. But we got to be honest, man. Some people are just too stupid to fucking be committing crimes. I believe I told y'all about this guy a few months back, right? He goes into this store. He robs the store, right? Shoots the girl in the store that he robs, and she ends up dying, right? She ends up dying. So he leaves, and he has on a mask and a hoodie and everything, because he's worried about the cameras, that are inside the store. I don't even remember what kind of store it was. I don't know if it was a jewelry store or not, but he went in there, he robbed the store, shot the girl. The girl ended up dying. So he leaves the store. And how they caught this guy is what they did is they tracked him, through the cameras that are around, the area. And the cameras tracked him all the way back to the train station, tracked him to the freaking, he was at a Dunkin' Donuts and a gas station, right? And then they tracked him all the way back to, where he came from. And the whole time he's got on the same clothes, the same shoes, the same mask, right? But when they tracked him into the Dunkin' Donuts, he actually had the mask off. And that's how they ended up catching him. I mean, because they just track, they just track the timestamps on the fucking cameras. They bound to catch you, man. especially in a place like New York City. I mean, there's cameras all over the place, man. I mean, there's cameras on practically every fucking telephone pole. And guess what? They got NYPD on those cameras. All right. So when you're thinking about going to do this kind of criminal shit, you got to understand, because what a lot of people don't understand, man, and y'all can look this up. Every time you leave your house, especially when you go like downtown or some shit like that, you are filmed an average of 25 times by ATM cameras, by traffic cameras, by cameras on ATMs, by cameras on security system in stores, cameras on top of buildings, outside of buildings, people's Ring cameras. I mean, you are filmed an average of 25 fucking times every time you go out. So when you go out and you plan on doing some robbery shit, right? You might want to change your clothes, your mask, your shoes, your jacket, all that shit right before you commit the robbery. Put on some different shit. And then after you do the robbery, take that shit off and put the old shit you had back that you had on. Put that on. That's what you probably need to do if you're going to commit a stupid fucking robbery. Because you can't outrun the cameras. It's impossible. If you think you can, you're an idiot. And it explains why your dumb ass get caught. But, okay, Ragnarok's asking for the link. I see Cyber Toxin is here. Cyber.
How's it going, Brother X?
What's going on, man? Are you
not much?
Are you up here to defend your white criminal brethren?
Absolutely not.
Why not, man? Why not?
I came up here to just have conversation with you and maybe speculate a little bit as to what some of the things that I saw, because I got to admit I didn't see your whole show tonight.
Okay, so
I don't really remember the names.
Your thoughts?
Well, as far as the bringing your illegal drugs to the police station so they can use all their scientific equipment to test for Ebola, that's just aiming high, or aiming while high, rather. They're not thinking very well. And the other guy that was doing the catch me if you can, telling him where he was, he's just crying so hard for attention. He finally got it. So
yeah,
I'm happy for both of them. She didn't get Ebola, and he got the attention he wanted. So that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's got to be, man. I just think they're going about it wrong. Because when you see this kind of stuff, right, you're like, damn, I can't believe this person is so stupid. But I think these people, are this fucking stupid. I think they're just this stupid. I mean, especially when you're talking about, you read a post on social media where the police are saying, oh, come in, bring in your meth and your heroin and your crack. Let us test it to make sure it doesn't have Ebola on it. If you walk into the police station and hand them your crack or your meth or whatever you have, man, excuse me, your ass deserves to be locked up. Not for the crack, but for just being a stupid person.
Right. Well,
don't identify me with these people.
These people,
so you're not up here to defend your white brethren, Ragnarok. You're not up here.
Hell.
Ragnarok comes from the spirit of the Viking. He's like, there's no need to do this underhanded bullshit. Just stand your ground and make your path.
So Ragnarok, your thoughts on some of these brilliant criminal minds that we witnessed tonight. Your thoughts, sir?
I think that ratchet who thought that the thing had Ebola should have really done her own research.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who's even aware, like before the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. I was keeping an eye on the Ebola thing in Africa. And they said how it spreads. Like, this is common knowledge. It spreads via sweat, blood, and spittle.
Mm-hmm. So there's no chance of you getting it off of a piece of crack rock.
Unless some dude straight up bled on it.
Did you bleed on my crack? Did you bleed on my meth?
Yeah, most people don't know this. Not to get too graphic, but if you get hardcore Ebola, one of the symptoms is literally bleeding from every single orifice, even crying blood. So the fear factor is definitely there, but she's stupid.
Yeah, I'd say.
Never sniff suit, not even once.
Yeah, I see a serious disconnect happening more and more, and it's not actually on a level of body, of physicality and spirituality. There's a lot of people that still recognize those things. But what I see, even in many of those people, even in myself, during certain moments, see myself getting pulled into it. It's a disconnect between spirit and conscience. So they're riding the wind. It's not that they're stupid. They're not using the faculties to process that information because they're in the feelings processor, because it's been pushed up into their head. Somebody snuck up from behind them and ran their arm up and pushed their heart into their head. And they're seeking a feeling. It's always about feeling good, even if it's doing something bad.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing when it comes to these
is.
kind of crimes? Where they get this rush or this whatever?
It's not
because
just
of the crime?
crimes. It's not just crimes, T.P.O.T. You have so say you're in a jungle, it's all dark, and your brain's telling you there's a fucking danger in the wood over there. Because your brain processed it through your ears and you can hear it, like it's working logically. But these people, they're not connected to that part of their brain. Like, people are getting too comfortable. Like, we used to be creatures, like, dealing with threats every day, and our brain would literally, that sixth sense type thing. You feel there's a gut feeling, there's a danger over there, your brain's probably not wrong.
Well, those were threats that we could either fight and destroy or get away from. Fight or flight doesn't work when the threat is intangible or so big that we're just a spectator in it. But the stressors are still the same. That builds up cortisol, and too much cortisol in the body causes a lot of problems that I won't get into on your channel because I'm not a doctor. So.
Well, if you're a person that commits crimes, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people, this isn't the first damn crime they've committed. You would think that, some type of thought would go into it. I mean, you wouldn't just jump up. I mean, you wouldn't try to go into a bank. Well, I've heard of this, but I think it's pretty stupid. But you wouldn't go into a bank and you're going to try to rob it and you got like a plastic toy gun that's obviously a toy. Right? You wouldn't do that, right? So, I mean, if you're going to do these things, you would think there would be a little more forethought involved in it. Now, people will say that's counterintuitive because, there's something wrong with you because you're committing the crime in the first place. But I believe that there are a lot of people in prison right now who were smart criminals and they're in prison. But I also believe that there's a whole hell of a lot of dumbass criminals that are in there who got caught, who are now in prison. So, I mean, some of this stuff is just blatantly stupid, man. Like, shooting your damn finger off with a damn gun.
I have a theory on that. I think he was holding his gun in his right hand. Like, say you're sitting down and his hand, like he's got it on his lap, right? His right leg, like
Mhm.
say he's sitting like an Indian, right?
Mhm.
And he's eating his pizza. His pizza is about to reach his mouth, and the length of the
Mhm.
pizza and whatnot. He's a dumbass who forgot to take his finger off the trigger, probably.
Yeah, that shit probably burnt his lip. Ah, pow!
Yeah, proper trigger discipline. It's not something combined with stupidity.
Ah, man. And after this is what concerns me. That these people who do these stupid crimes, like the guy, they stole the damn safe and they had the safe like attached to a chain and they're driving it with their car and shit down the road. After these people get caught doing this stupid stuff, I mean, my concern is that they're not going to learn from it. That they're just going to go in there and do the same old kind of stupid stuff. You know, I mean, because these are the people. I think these type of criminals are the most dangerous, and I tell you why. Because the crimes they commit are so stupid, leads me to believe that not only do they not have any regard for their own safety, they don't have any regard for anyone else's safety. They're too stupid to have it. So these are the people who will mess around and shoot somebody accidentally. If they can shoot themselves accidentally, you know, it's not much of a leap for them to shoot some other person accidentally, you know,
Yeah,
while they're in the commission of this stupid crime.
that guy probably didn't know trigger discipline, like I mentioned. He probably held his index finger in the trigger slot. Like he doesn't know to keep his fingers straight. You know, like you're pointing at somebody. Like, look, if anybody here owns a gun, do yourself a favor. Never put your finger in the trigger slot unless you mean it.
Exactly. Don't put your hand on that goddamn hammer, man, unless you're ready to blast somebody out of there.
I don't even
You know?
care if the gun's on safe mode. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
still.
Yeah, because you don't have to have your finger on the trigger to hold somebody at bay anyway. You really don't. Because guess what? You can get your finger to that trigger quicker than they can get to you. So I mean, you don't have to let your hand rest on the fucking trigger, man. Because it don't take much, man. Depending on what kind of firearm you got, it don't take much for you to pull that motherfucker. You done shot somebody when you don't really want to, including
You
your
ever
damn
been
self.
you ever been to a gun range?
Once. I've only been to
Well,
a gun range once.
if that instructor sees your fingers on that trigger when you're not shooting, he's actually going to grab you by the scruff of your neck and kick you out if he's any good instructor.
Yeah, that's what my old man always said. He always said, son, don't ever put your finger on that trigger, man, unless you plan on pulling it. All right. If you ain't planning on pulling it, don't put your finger on that damn trigger. So, you know, it's just kind of instinct. I grew up around guns. You know, my father was a gun enthusiast. He was one of those dudes that had a big fucking gun cabinet with like 50, 60 guns in it and shit. So, you know, I was around guns all my life, even as a child. So, you know, I always knew, do not put your finger on that fucking trigger unless you plan on clapping some fucking body. So, yeah. But like I said, man, these guys are dangerous, man. These guys and girls are dangerous because they do stupid shit. And you know, they make these stupid decisions, man. And you know, stupid decisions have a tendency to cost people their lives, man. All right, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. Because a criminal who's kind of smart, I mean, if he's going to commit a robbery, he's not going to try to add murder on top of that shit. I mean, he's not like the guys I did the story where they had the mask and they looked like white dudes. And now that was kind of, you know, that was kind of a good crime right there.
They thought it out. They thought it out.
Thought it
All
out.
because of a credit card you sit on Walgreens.
Yep. Drop the goddamn picture on the floor, and they was able to trace that shit back, and they fucking had bought it with their own credit card in their fucking name. That was the
Imagine his partner's faces in court reading the whole how they tracked them. Just imagine
Yeah.
their faces.
Yeah.
And those
But
guys
see-
who got caught when the elevator wasn't working and
Yeah.
they're trying to hide the jewelry, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I can see their faces. They're probably shitting themselves right in the elevator, man.
because I mean, if you're a quote unquote criminal with some sense, and you just out to steal some money, steal some gold, steal some diamonds, steal some whatever, I mean, all that shit is insured anyway. So you take it, it's insured by some big time insurance company. They're gonna get that money back somehow. You take the shit, you steal it, you get on out of there, and that's it. But
You want to hear
once
something funny
you
about
done
that?
stole something and you done shot and killed somebody, you done just added murder onto another charge. So now you done really fucked up. But go ahead.
So back in the day when bank heists, jewelry heists, were big 80s and 90s, 70s, right? People think, oh, it's the cameras and stuff that stop them. No, it's not. It's so the thing is, the banks actually want you, like, say they want a criminal to rob them. Do you know why? The criminal walks in, takes $5 million from the safe, right? Guess how much they're gonna say got lost to the insurance company? Wait, he took 7 million, sir. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's an old thing. So and like we have a lot less bank robberies nowadays than ever before, actually. And yeah, you could say it's the camera, stuff like that, but like the thing is, man, like jigs up. People know they're gonna lie to the insurance company, and then you'll see the criminal who's in court be like, "No, I only took 5 million. I didn't take 7 million. Extra 6 years." Shit.
Yeah, but
Well,
I honestly believe that the crime of stupidity is greater with these people than the crime that they actually committed. I mean, that the real problem with these people are they kind of stupid. They're stupid, not so much that they're criminals. They're just idiots.
Yeah, how about that Santa Claus robber? We go climbing down the chimney.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously hadn't scoped it out and didn't understand that he wouldn't be able to fit, all the way down there. But they showed the photo. I mean, the way he was cramped down there, how the hell did he get to his damn cell phone? How the hell was he able to reach his cell phone and call the ambulance, the fire department to come chop him out?
Maybe one of his arms were towards his legs and one arm was in front of him. And like he could move his hand around into his pocket, 911, shit like that.
Yeah. Please help me. I'm in the chimney. What the hell you doing in the chimney? I was trying to break into this restaurant. And then it's the dude who broke through the ceiling and robbed a toy cash register of toy money.
Bro, just imagine it's all dark. He's in there and he sees this cash register. He can't see right. He's like, oh, look at all this cash. Gets home, it's fucking Monopoly money.
And he was on camera. I mean, a lot of these people, man, they're on camera. They're full face, man. It's just a matter of time before you're caught. It's just a matter of time, man. They have your full fucking face, man. And nowadays they got that facial recognition and shit like that. So if you have a prior sheet, guess what? Your face is already in the system. So all they got to do is run it through for a little while, man, and you're gonna pop up. And now you're caught.
It's not even just if you had a sheet before. Like, all those apps on Facebook where that puts a beard on your face, puts a funny emoji that matches your face. What do you think they're doing?
Yeah.
It's data collecting. Yeah, you laugh and you're entertained, it's all Aldous Huxley, He's the guy who wrote Brave New World, where tyranny, like, a totally tyrannical society doesn't come through like force, it comes through pleasure. So by our own pleasures, we allowed this tyranny to happen.
Yeah, the motto there was "Love your servitude."
At some point, man, you gotta have some forethought and say to yourself, man, this isn't a good idea. This is stupid. Because I say that to myself sometimes, man, when I be out working, I be trying to do certain shit. I be like, man, I can't do this shit. This is stupid. We got to try something else. And I guess when you know out there stealing money out of a toy cash register and walking to the police station with a pocket full of meth, I guess you're just not thinking about any of that. You're not thinking to yourself, you know what, this is stupid. Let me turn around and go my ass back home. Nah, you're not thinking that. You're just, this is just another day. I'm just gonna walk into the police precinct, give them this meth, and see if they can decontaminate it for me. Make sure it don't got Ebola on it before I smoke it.
So you know how you mentioned it's like 80% white stupid criminals? And like when I was watching, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. The math adds up with the majority.
Yeah. That's why I said, white folk, you got some explaining to do up here, goddamn it. Too many of these crazy motherfuckers is white folk. But I know that when it comes to certain crimes, right? You're gonna have a certain kind of people doing it, especially when it comes to, stealing, because a lot of people that steal are people who are on drugs and shit. Probably not all of them, but I think a great number of people who steal things more than likely are on dope, especially if they like a petty thief where they come in and they just try to steal something, out of somewhere. That's probably somebody who's like on some kind of drugs, man.
Yeah, the minority of thieves would be like the big heist town type of guys, or the art thieves, and or like archaeology thieves. Like they're the minority in that field. Like
Yeah.
the extreme professionals that go for the big bucks that are actually trying to get rich. But then most of the thieving is some dude who wants his next hit.
Yeah. Yeah, because those big time thieves, they steal shit that's worth $5 million, $10 million. They stealing that kind of shit. They sit back and think that shit out, scope the place out. They do all that kind of stuff. They're not just running in there all cracked up, with a fucking water gun and fucking falling all over themselves after they grab the fucking painting off the wall. They falling in the museum floor and tripping down the stairs and shit.
There's actually some hardcore museum thieves who are ex-thieves who actually work for the security of these museums. And I can just imagine them, like they're setting up this new security, and this thief is like, I got your art piece in less than 30 seconds already. You're paying for nothing. This is good to get this out of here. It's oh man. But I don't know, man. Like there's more stupid people in the world than not.
So it would appear, right? So it would appear. Because when I was coming up, I knew guys who was, into criminal shit, man. I knew a guy who used to steal cars and shit. I mean, this fucking dude, man, could steal your fucking car, man, in like fucking less than 2 minutes, man. He'd be in your car, had that motherfucker started and down the road. I knew people like that. And, they were more deliberate. I mean, they wouldn't just take any car. I mean, the car would have to be in a certain type of spot, out of the light, away from people. They kind of chose their criminal acts wisely, I should say, if that makes any sense. But they didn't just do any old haphazard fucking crime, of opportunity that kind of, presented itself and shit.
I'd like to ask you both a question. And I'll say my story once you guys say yours. Have you ever encountered a really dumb criminal? It could be someone slinging, could be a thief, could be anything. Who's the dumbest guy you can remember who did these things?
Like anecdotally, like I really know, or just some bullshit I saw on TV?
No, like actually met in real life.
I didn't. Well, one time when I was a kid, I saw something that was really, really dumb. We lived, because I grew up in the suburbs of New York, and the people that lived across the street from us. One of the women, her boyfriend, right? They were having a barbecue, and they said they wanted to because they wanted to prop, something was going on with the barbecue grill, and they wanted to prop it up, and they needed some boards, right? So the boyfriend, he walks away, and about a half a block over was Mid-Island Lumberyard, right? Everybody knows Mid-Island Lumberyard out there. He goes, and they've got like an 8-foot fence around this place, it with barbed wire on the top of it and everything. He goes and he's climbing up the fence. And as he's climbing up the fence, I guess to go across the fence and get some boards and shit, as he's climbing up the fence, the cops pull up. All right. The cops pull up. And when they get out, they're like, put your hands behind your back. What are you doing? You climb the fence. He doesn't come down. What he does, he climbs over the fence, goes into the goddamn lumberyard, falls, breaks his fucking foot, right? He breaks his foot inside the fucking lumberyard. And now he's like hopping around like a broke foot, and he's trapped inside the fucking lumberyard, and he can't even fucking get out because all the gates and shit are locked. He can't get out. So it's not like he can escape, because it's not like he can climb back out because his foot is fucked up. So they had to call the owner of the lumberyard to come open the gate so they can go in there and drag his ass out. That was like the dumbest thing I ever saw in my real life, and it wasn't even that bad. I guess he was going to climb over the gate, and steal a few boards out the lumberyard so they could prop the grill up. But as he got halfway up the fence, the cops pull up and they're like, oh, get out, put your hands behind your back. He climbs up over top of the goddamn fence and falls and fucks his foot up. I'm like, ugh. And I don't know. I must have been maybe 10 or 11 during the time. Yeah. That was like the only stupid a criminal that I've ever seen in real life.
So what about you, Cyber?
Well, I'd have to say that this guy in high school who was telling people what he had brought and who he was going to hurt, and when the guy got in trouble, he started accusing everybody that he was bragging to of being a snitch when they weren't even participating in his crime.
Wow, that's pretty fucked up.
That was probably the most entertaining day for me out of any time I ever went to high school, which was, I've spent maybe a year and a half total in public school. The rest of it was homeschool, so there wasn't a whole lot of it. But that dude was dumb as a box of rocks. And that wasn't really the only event. It was probably just the dumbest thing.
Yeah, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So I was a chef at a restaurant by day, pub by night. And it was notorious for a lot of coke heads in the bathroom, right? This new guy, chip on his shoulder, he's slinging coke. He's been doing it for like a year now. He goes literally around telling everybody, yo, you want to buy coke? You want to buy coke? You want to buy coke? You want to buy, like, he's literally soliciting to everybody. And like, I just finished my shift, right? I'm coming to get my beer. Just want to relax. I know that one of the regulars is a cop. He's straight up trying to offer to him right in front of my eyes. I looked at him and I'm like, wow, you a dumbass white dude. Even though I'm white, I'm gonna fucking cuss him out. Like, this guy was so dumb, man. The guy looked at him, like the cop guy, the regular who comes to drink his fucking Guinness every night. When you're a chef at a pub like that, man, you know all the regulars at night. When you get off your shift, you're drinking your beer with them. And this guy, he kept coming in again and again. It got so bad to the point that like even the owner of the establishment was like, "Fuck off, man. We got homeless people coming from downtown coming here saying this is the new coke joint." It was that's how stupid he was. He was soliciting so much. Like I told him, bro, like back in my teens, I wasn't into that shit, but I understand what you're doing, and you are a big red light in a pitch black night. Oh, if he's still doing it, it's a matter of time. There's
And
literally such
I
cocky
just,
people. Oh.
I just think some people are too stupid to fucking be committing crimes. I mean, they're just too stupid. All right, they need to go do something. Like I said, get a job at a fucking car wash, or get a job at Burger King or Walmart, picking up the cigarette butts or cutting the grass or doing some shit like that, because you'll just be better off, man. You know, especially if you're the type of person who is going to continue to do these stupid ass crimes. Like soon as you get out, I saw one thing, man. Damn, and that's the story. I should have clipped that story too. It was this young guy. He gets locked up, right? He goes to jail, right? I don't know. I guess he did like, I don't know, a couple weeks in jail. He gets released, right? It's close to Christmas. On his way out of the jailhouse, he steals fucking Christmas presents from up under the fucking tree in the lobby at the fucking jailhouse. I'm like, motherfucker, you are just getting released from jail. You're stealing the fucking Christmas presents from the lobby in the fucking jailhouse. Like, I mean, come on, man.
Yo, he
I
was
mean,
probably like, yo, I gotta get something for my kid and go see my baby
yeah,
mama.
yeah.
Like,
Let me go ahead and steal something from the jailhouse. Like, I mean, some people, man, they are just stupid beyond fucking reason, man. You can't even reason why these people are this fucking dumb. Or are they just that criminally fucking insane? Like, I think some people are just criminally insane. And I don't mean criminally insane where, they kill 20, 30 people like like the BTK guy. He had murdered like 10 women, right? Bind, torture, kill was his call sign, right? And he gets in contact with the police and say, "Hey, you guys wouldn't be able to trace me from this disc, would you?" And of course the police will be like, "Nah, we can't trace you." He sends it in, and they fucking there at his house the following fucking week. So I mean, some people, man, they're just criminally fucking insane. They've lost grasp of fucking reality. And they really think they're going to get away with this shit. Like, I mean, you've lost reality. You have lost the grip on reality if you think, because I talked about the guy who tried to rob the check cashing place, and in the line right next to him is a fucking police officer with a big ass fucking jacket that say police on it. All right. So, I mean, you're a person who's obviously oblivious to everything that's going on around you. You just focused on trying to do this robbery. It never crossed your mind to swivel your head left or right to see if the police were anywhere in sight. I mean, just these type of people, man, I'm telling you, the people that are this fucking stupid, I think they are probably the most dangerous, because these are the people who'll do something stupid and get somebody fucking killed, man.
you want to know something funny? So you know the game Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The first 2 weeks after launch, the week it came out, the week after, and then another week, historic lows in crime everywhere. Literally everywhere. So people were doing digital drive-bys, digital robberies, digital murders, anything digital in that game you can do, they did. But then after, 2 weeks after launch, crime went back up. So again, like I use that to tell people like video games don't cause violence. If anything, it's an outlet.
Yeah, I never bought into the whole, violent video games causes people to to kill people. I don't believe that. I do believe it desensitizes people to a
Yeah.
degree, especially young folks, because young folks haven't really developed all their discernment skills yet. Especially when people are like 8, 9, and 10 years old. I don't necessarily think it's the best thing for them. But I don't think people playing video games causes them to go out and rob liquor stores. These are people who are gonna rob a liquor store anyway, whether they had fucking Grand Theft Auto or not. All right, or Call of Duty or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's just a
They're
fun
gonna rob
fact.
anyway. Yeah.
Go ahead, Saber.
We still have a lot of maladaptive expressions for our anxiety. Now, everybody has anxiety, and a lot of people express it in a healthy way, like gardening, building things, trade skills, studying,
Fishing,
right?
boating, shit like that.
All those kind of things. But the maladaptive expressions happen and hurt things, and that comes in form of argumentation, gossip, seeking fights, stealing things, finding physical pleasures, all those distractions, and they tap our energy. Our expression of anxiety within us is supposed to be used for creative purposes. And when it's not, we still have it. It has to come out. So we have to find and encourage better ways to express that. It's not shameful to not feel settled. That resistance that we feel is our encouragement for growth. Without it, we're just like salamanders in mud, no natural predators, toxic on the outside, so squishy in their environment that sometimes they don't even mature to adulthood for procreation. But they're still
But
alive because nothing's trying to eat them.
But if you have like maladaptive behavior, it's like something usually triggers that, right? I mean, with the maladaptive behavior, because if you have maladaptive behavior, what that usually means is that you can't, it those they stop you from adapting, right? You can't adapt to certain circumstances or difficult circumstances, right? And
Right.
usually that's something triggers that, right? Makes it so you can't adapt anymore. Some type of event in your life, something went wrong, or somebody died, or something like that. Your wife left you, or I don't know, your mom abandoned you in a field or some shit like that. So is that the thing? If we were to go back and find, take all these dumb criminals that I showed y'all tonight, and we go back in their history, do you think we would find something that triggered that maladaptive behavior in these people, whether it be, as a young person, a teenager, a child? Do you think we would find that?
Like a catalyst?
Yeah, something that triggered that maladaptive behavior to make it so, they want to go and walk to the police station with the crack so they can fix it. I mean,
I
or
think that one's catalyst is the meth rotting their brain, and then the fear of Ebola combined put her on that track. I think so. A lot of criminality tends to happen, unfortunately, due to being single mother raised.
Yeah.
But this also goes the other way. When it's single father raised, the young man or woman is way less emotional. So you got social issues on both ends. But the thing is, we see more crop of single mother raised. So emotion based socializing, like 90%, right? And then when you're a man, you keep arguing and arguing and arguing and arguing. Like you're acting like a freaking high school girl who wants to pull hair. You know what I'm saying? Like that emotionality is a serious problem, and they've proven it. Like you're 5 times more likely to be a criminal if you're raised that way. And another thing, lacking brotherhood, a family structure. Guess what a lot of people do? White, black, Hispanic, doesn't matter. They'll go look at that gang and be like, yo, I can get some brothers. Yeah. You make some money together, do things together. So that camaraderie, like, it's always been there. It's dawn of humanity, man. Like, tribes of old, whether they be European or African, like, you weren't looking to join some gang. You had a tribe, and the men taught you how to hunt, whether it be Africa or Europe. And if you didn't know how to do that, well, what the fuck are you to the tribe, right?
Yeah, because well, I would assume if you have these things going on in your head as a young kid, the older you get, probably the harder it is to freaking like snap out of it, right? I mean, the time to snap out of it is when you're younger, your mind is a little more, formidable, you're easier to shape. But if you continue to grow into this, into these behaviors, by the time you're an adult, you're screwed, unless you get, therapy or I don't know.
Yeah, like when like I mentioned, when you're raised single father, the young individual is gonna have a lot more issues connecting with people on even the slightest emotional way. But they won't get as angry. They'll be very passive, right? Not passive in the sense of weakness, just reserved.
I
But
think you got a fan in the chat. They're like,
sorry
whomever
about that.
this gentleman is that is speaking, he could put me to sleep. His voice is so peaceful. Trying to holler at Ragnarok, Cinnamon, the sugar glider. I just hope you're a female doing this. I just hope you're a female doing this. You're a female doing this.
No, she's a good female. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
So like when you have like single mother raised, like I mentioned, they get a lot more emotional. They don't get the discipline. Like me, I'll tell you right now, single mom raised. And by the time I was like 17, 18, I realized, yo, shit, I need to discipline myself. Because my dad sure shit didn't. Like, so, like, he fucking ran off. He liked the booze way more than he loved me. So, I had to learn with that abandonment. And I had to learn that, look, if I'm going to be a good dad to my kid in the future, I need to discipline myself. So, yeah, I did use a lot of examples from TV and other people, other families that I've met in my life. So just, if somebody doesn't self-correct, you're going to get a catalyst, a bad one. Kind of like that shit that happened in New York. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like he was lonely. He was angry. So much dogma. Barely thinking about himself and the consequences. We all know where it led to now.
Yeah, he made a lot of missteps too. Dropping shit, leaving the key to the van.
He dropped the photograph like the drop of the keys.
Yeah,
Oh
I
no.
mean, come on, man. I mean, now you done lost the key to the truck. Now you don't got a getaway vehicle. Now you got to walk. I mean, he made a lot of missteps too, man.
And then he goes to McDonald's. He goes to McDonald's.
Yeah. Now you're going to Mickey D's to get that double cheeseburger and large fry and shit. Like, come on, man. Come on. But I guess he couldn't do anything, right? Because see, one thing about New York City, once they lock down the city, you're probably not going to get out. He couldn't take mass transit. That was a no-no. So
they locked down the whole city.
Yeah, they locked the shit, man. Once they lock down the city, because see, you have to get into New York. I mean, it's not like, you have to come, you have to cross a bridge, you have to go through a tunnel, you have to do something to get into New York City. So guess what? You have to do the same thing to get out of New York City. So once they put those once they put the Bridge and Tunnel Authority on alert, you're not going anywhere unless you've already left before they've done it.
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty like everybody was also like by the time he was probably walking away. I'm not gonna say run,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
we,
he
we all
wasn't
know
running.
how. Yeah, no, we all know this guy won't run. He's a big boy. Yeah, so by the time like I was reading some of it, the fire department was already alerted the second the smoke went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it was already happening, and then when they realized what's up, they're like, "Yo, call them." That's quick. That's less than a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. I
There's no
mean,
way
he
he's gonna get to
wasn't.
no bridge in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was telling my wife, I was like, shit, man, he's still in New York City. He hasn't escaped because they locked it down too quick. And see, he, like I said, he messed up. He fucked up. He got stupid and dropped the keys to his fucking truck. So now he see, if he'd have got to his truck now, he might have would have been able to escape. If he'd have got to that truck, because you can kind of make your way, you can blend in New York City. I mean, there's 9 million people there, so I mean, you can kind of blend into New York City inconspicuously and be gone. But I mean, on foot, all right, on foot, it's going to be a lot harder, especially they caught him in Manhattan, so he didn't get far. All right.
Mm.
Manhattan isn't that far from Brooklyn, so he didn't get far, probably because he was probably taking cabs and shit like that. There was no way he could get on another train or get on a bus or nothing like that. I mean, those avenues were closed down. So he might have got into a gypsy cab because they have the yellow cabs out there, and then they have the gypsy cabs out there where, guys just kind of drive around in like these Impalas and shit, these Crown Victorias, and they're like dollar cabs and shit. You can get a ride for like $2, so he might have took a few gypsy cabs here and there. Yeah, it's New York City. I mean, you can get around, but once they
I
got
could
your
never
picture and shit, you fuck.
like I grew up in a small town, then moved to a city of 1 million people, right? And it was 900K when I was a teen. I could never like, bro, if I went to New York City at all, I'd be like so like blasted with all the noise and all the people. I'd be like, man, I'm leaving. Where's Jersey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, man. I've lived in New York City as a young guy, but I didn't spend most of my time in New York and New York City. I mean, most of my time I spent in the suburbs, upstate, like the Hudson Valley area and Long Island. I stayed in New York
Lots
City
of
here and there, but
Canadians like to visit Syracuse, New York.
yeah, I've been there too. I've
Like
been there.
literally, a lot of Canadians will just take the drive, go buy stuff in Syracuse.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there, been Buffalo. Never lived there, but I visited people there because I have people up there. But I spent most of my time in Hudson Valley, man. I actually liked Hudson Valley. The only thing about it, man, that fucking cold, man. I can't deal with that shit. It's like living in fucking Antarctica. I
Well,
can't take that shit.
last winter we had 6 feet of snow at one point,
Yeah,
stacked.
I can't deal with that shit. Shoveling snow like every 3 fucking days. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
it's a Canadian pastime to put your beers out the window,
man, fuck that shit.
Uh,
I can't take that fucking cold,
you,
man.
you
That's
you ever
why I'm
been
in the
to
South.
you ever been to Niagara Falls?
Nope, I've never been to Niagara Falls.
It is so beautiful. I've only been on the Canadian side, which is the best side. Even Americans say that because of the view. Because you're right
Yeah,
next to you're right next to it. The whole stone rail. It's right next to it.
they
So
say when you're standing out there, you can actually feel the fucking power of the water. Is that true?
yep, yeah. I've been on the boat that goes right up to it, buddy. It hits. It hits. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter you're wearing a raincoat. Everything's soaked.
Yeah, they said you can feel the power, man, when you're standing out there. Even when you're standing in a dry spot, you can like just feel the fucking, the
Hmm.
power of the fucking water. They
If
said it's like a wave you feel like in your body or some shit, they said.
yeah, if you ever go to Niagara Falls City on the Canadian side, prepare to spend high money because everything is expensive there. But the thing is, every single building on the main street, it's a constant 24/7 all year long fair. You'll have the haunted house. You'll have you take your classic cowboy pictures. Like it's literally everything.
No stupid people trying to go over it in some dumb fucking concoction, right? Like a barrel or fucking. Because I know many people tried that back in the day, right? They tried to go over Niagara Falls in like a barrel or some shit and died.
That's the dark thing about Niagara Falls. It is a high suicide spot, like one of the highest. Yeah.
Yeah, well, those people committed suicide without even trying to kill themselves because they got into like a fucking barrel and fucking
There's
tried
a
to
guy. There's a guy who was dumb enough to try to take his little canoe raft and go over it. Yeah, I think that is that. Like, there's stupid shit not even criminals do. Like just basic stunts. Like people were telling Evel Knievel, you can't jump the canyon. Can't, because there's no engine in the world at that time that it could have probably put you up over that bloody bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people just some people are just stupid, man. And we talking about the stupidity of crime tonight. Let me ask you two before we get out of here. Why didn't you become one of these stupid criminals, man, doing stupid shit? What kept you from being one of these people that I highlighted tonight? You're muted. Both of you.
Severed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Severed.
You go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's all good. I realized I wanted to keep. I'm a book reader, bro. I wasn't the guy to go like, oh, we'll take risks. Sure, when I was younger, I was an asshole. But nowadays, man,
You never stole a bike or stole
No.
a car or
the only time I've ever stolen, I was in the 3rd grade and I stole this little toy from this other person. That's the only time I've ever stolen. I actually felt so bad after. I was like, man, why did I do that? So yeah, no, I got a strong conscience because I believe, do unto others what you want people to do unto you, right? Like that's not even just a biblical saying. It's common sense. So
Did you guys have fathers in your lives? Did you guys have fathers? Did you have a father, Ragnarok?
I it's in my life, but I see him every other year. Yeah, like my mom went easy on him, the whole child support thing, because guy was next to the streets. Like he was like an inch away from being on the street. Like, yeah.
But you said he was in your life though, right? Like, was he like in and out?
Oh yeah, kind of like in and out. Like I remember when I was 9, he told me like if anybody bullies you, you do a straight upper punch in their nose. Mom took me aside. She's like, if you do that, you might kill them. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, no, my dad, he was busy trying to be a rock star.
Oh
shit. But never made it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like let's just say he spent more time at the mic than he did with his own kids.
So you can't really credit him for keeping you on the straight and narrow, right? That's just something you just were.
No, I can credit my mother and my stepdad actually taught me how to shoot, taught me how to work hard, taught me all sorts of things. He didn't have to teach me that shit.
Oh, so you had a stepdad that was like, he was like your dad, right? He tried to be your dad.
Yeah, he tried. Like he wouldn't call himself like he wouldn't make me call him dad or anything. Like he taught me how to fish, taught me all sorts of things. All sorts of things. And I think that's where I got a lot of my own self-discipline from. Because, like, he would tell me stories back when he was my age. Like, he was into some fuck shit, like, straight up. white hood shit. So he put an influence on me to kind of like be better. And I know some people like dunking on stepdads, but sometimes, man, if it happens organically and that guy cares, then it happens. Shit. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that's the
I was
solution.
gonna mention that. Yeah, I was gonna mention that because here on YouTube, stepdads, they get a pretty, they get it pretty rough. They called simps and stupid and all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming you have a different view of stepfathers because you had one that actually taught you shit.
Yeah, well, I had two of them. Like, and this wasn't like back to back, right? It wasn't. So, like, the first one taught me fishing, taught me all sorts of things, got me into movies, this, that, and the third. The second one taught me how to, like, clean guns, disassemble guns. Like you said, you had a gun nut dad, right? Same deal. And that actually taught a lot of discipline. And, yeah, like, he actually tried to make sure, like, I wasn't just some dumbass.
Wow.
He didn't have to do that. And it's the same thing.
That's
Like,
right.
some guy doesn't have to be a stepdad to help one young guy for making sure he's not gonna go be a dumbass, like just a little bit of mentorship. Like, you don't even have to be a stepdad. It's done. And I'm not saying go save the community or go save this dude or that dude. It's gonna happen organically or it's not.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily have to be a young man's stepdad to be an influence on him. You can be a fucking karate instructor. You can be a coach. You can be the fucking janitor at a library.
I
and have
actually
some
had
type of
one of
influence on a
those.
young man.
I had an MMA black belt guy. He was a wrenchy. Taught Krav Maga, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. This guy, most disciplined guy I've ever met in my life. And like, he kept telling me, come back to the gym, come back to the gym. I told him I can't afford it. And he's like, no, I'll give you a discount. I was like, okay.
Wow. That's not bad, man. How about you, Cyber? What kept you from becoming one of these people that I highlighted tonight? What kept you from being the guy stuck in the chimney at the restaurant? What?
A large part of it was because I had both of my parents until I was an adult.
Okay.
My father's dead now. My mom's still alive. I grew up with two brothers, so I had a little more personal experience with conflict and conflict resolution under supervision, so that we didn't kill each other. That was very helpful. I would say at least 80 to 90% of me not being that way is because of them.
So you credit your family, your
right?
upbringing, your family,
and the choices that they made, not just what they taught me, because that other 20 to 10% is involving me and understanding them, listening to them, taking some lumps to my head and being helped through it, having some lumps I deserved not put on me, but I saw the damage that my poor behavior caused, whether it was emotional damage to my mom or breaking something that my dad had to fix or anything like that, because it was not chaotic. It was personal and actual. And I experienced those things myself, and they pointed them out to me. So their guidance together helped me with 80% of it, and the rest of it was just a matter of my own will or resistance, stubbornness against them. I'd be doing a lot better in my life if I followed everything they taught me, but I still don't.
Well, it sounds like to me, both of you guys pretty much confirm what, we always kind of say up here, that, families are important, having male influences in your life is important. Because who knows? I mean, this isn't, foolproof, but maybe if you guys didn't have uh the people in your life that you had in your life, maybe you would be one of these people that I'm
That's
that I'm
right.
showcasing tonight. Maybe
Oh,
you would
very
be
easily.
you would be
Yeah.
the person going to the police station with a pocket full of meth for them to clean it for you. So
They did. They did the best they could. They did the best they could to make sure that I didn't feel like I had to steal. So if
Mm,
I ever did, it's because I wanted to, and they could point that out right away. Because there's no
Yeah.
reason I should have even felt like I had to. So it was just me being a little shit. So
Yeah. When
they,
the
they
reason I
helped me
didn't
get over
steal,
my. They helped me get over myself real quick.
the reason I didn't steal much at all in my life, just that one thing, I actually still regret it to this day, to be honest. um, is like I didn't grow up with much, and I realized if I take this from somebody else, they're not gonna have much. So like, and after learning what hard work is and what you can get out of that, it gives you a certain amount of respect, the property other people have, because they didn't just get that for free. Like, yeah, we can see the rich kid who's snobby as shit and just inherited everything. He'll piss it all away on drug parties, and that's his problem. He has no value on it, no worth to it. But somebody growing up on the down low, lower class, working class, as well as like building your way up, it humbles you. It really does.
yeah, well, like I said, man, I think the moral of the story is, man, and brother Cyber brought up, a good point with this maladaptive behavior, man. I think a lot of people, man, were never brought across, that particular threshold where, they were able to deal with certain things, had understanding for certain things, respect for people, respect for people's property, and all that kind of stuff. So they probably forget them being dumb criminals. The reason why they probably became criminals at all is because they didn't have certain things in their life. They didn't have certain influences. They didn't have certain people who stood behind them. Because I was always taught that one person represents many. And it was 9 of us, right? It was 9 of us. All right. I'm number 8 of the 9 of us that it was. And
It's like a family honor complex.
yeah, and my dad always pushed, "You don't fuck up my name, Negro. The one person represents many." He used to say that shit all the time. One person represents many. When you go out there and you fuck up, it's not just on you, it's on me, it's on your mother, it's on your brothers and sisters. He drilled that shit into our fucking heads, man. Like, don't fuck up our name. One person represents many. When you fuck up, it looks bad for all of us. That was his thing. So I know exactly what you guys are talking about, man. And I think that a lot of these people, they just don't have that. All right. They don't have it, and they get to be adults and there's no one left to give it to them. Because, see, me, I'm the type of person, I don't have a lot of faith in adults. I really don't. And I catch heat about that shit because people, oh, man, people can change. Bullshit. I don't fucking believe it. Once you get a certain age, you're just stuck there. All right. It's like it's like how a caterpillar turns into a fucking butterfly. He's not gonna fucking morph backwards and turn back into a fucking caterpillar. He's a
I think
butterfly now.
I think
So
25 is the age where
yeah,
if you didn't take a path to self-correct yourself or have an influence to help you do that, you're screwed.
yeah,
Like also you gotta take into factor negative influences. So, like, say you're like 15-year-old, you're hanging out with the gang, and you meet the gang boss, this adult guy. He's having all these little kids sling because he knows kids don't get jailed forever, and their records get wiped clean. They know that. Why do you think they target like black youth or even white youth, Hispanic youth to do these things? They know they'll be fine in a few years' time.
Yeah.
And that's like that negative influence happens a lot when a child is very lonely and has no camaraderie. None.
Looking for something to be a part of, man. Even something that's a bunch of BS. But I appreciate you guys coming up, man, and defending your white brethren. I appreciate you coming up defending your white brethren and their stupid crimes.
Those ain't my people. Those ain't my people.
Any parting shots before we get out of here? Final thoughts.
Well, I don't know about that Santa Claus robber. He looked kind of dark in that picture.
You're trying to claim he's not one of yours again, huh? He's one of yours.
I think he was just suited up.
He's one of yours. He's one of yours, goddammit. That's the soot from the fucking chimney and shit. That's the charcoal and shit.
You ever seen
down the fucking
he didn't bring a Santa Claus suit though. That would have been funny as hell if he had brought a Santa Claus suit with him.
Shit.
That would have been funny. This coal worker coming home doesn't even look like himself anymore.
Yeah, that's all it was. He's one of yours, Cyber. You cannot run it, man. He's one of yours. You cannot run it.
Well, they already had their defense and were found guilty. So fuck them.
My parting words is I pity the sandwich artists. I pity them so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's great.
That's a bad time to be a sandwich artist.
The fucking guy was running around robbing subways because he felt like, they had juked him on the diet and Jared lied. So
you couldn't be like Jared, and we all know where Jared ended up.
Man, they're probably cellmates. The others, they're probably cellmates.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Just imagine him in there. It's like, you lied to me.
But yeah, man, once again, man, I appreciate you guys coming through, man.
Peace out, buddy.
You might hold on before you guys leave. You might want to show up Saturday for the ridiculous race game because we're going to be talking about white crime on Saturday. So,
isn't it going to be the ladies only night?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be in the clouds.
All right.
We'll be there.
Right, man. All right, Cyber and Ragnarok, man. Take it easy, guys.
Peace out.
Yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Tonight was a fun night, a lighthearted night. We wasn't really talking about anything serious. You know me, I'd fuck around and make jokes all fucking night. But yeah, I appreciate Brother Ragnarok and Brother Cyber coming on, to defend they white brethren, like I said. They're white brethren. But yeah, I might as well go ahead and hit y'all in the head with some of T.P.O.T's programming notes. Yeah, because we got a few things coming up on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page, folks. We got a few things coming up. Tomorrow, we might be doing a debate. I'm not sure. I haven't heard word back from anybody. I got an email. Well, actually, I got a couple emails, and we're supposed to be having this debate. I told them I would book it for tomorrow. Y'all probably already got an idea of who the two people are, so I'm not even going to say it because nothing's happened yet. But we might be doing a debate tomorrow. If we do it, it's going to be a good one. I'm hoping I hear from somebody tonight This week would be a good week because I'm not doing too much this week because this week was my anniversary week. And usually my anniversary week, I don't do too much. This year we didn't even go anywhere. We just had like a little bit of a party here at the house. We didn't do nothing really extravagant. But I usually take that week off, just because. And this would be a good week to do all this shit because this is one week where I don't have to be up 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. I can actually be up kind of late and do one of these fucking long drawn out fucking debates. But I haven't heard anything from anybody. But soon as I do, y'all will know it because I will put the thumbnail up and we'll be throwing down tomorrow. But Friday, I'm supposed to be going over to Lady Sunkiss channel because she wants to interview me. I don't know why. Of all the people to interview, she want to interview my black ass. I have no idea why, but I will be over there Friday, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern. I saw Lady Sunkiss in the chat earlier. I do believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be on her channel, answering some questions, So y'all can come down there and check that out on Friday. And then, of course, y'all know on Saturday, we'll be playing the ridiculous race game like we do every goddamn Saturday. Well, pretty much every Saturday. And my 3 starting contestants are Lady Nicer, Lady Toya, and Lady Alice will be here with a little 4-foot ass. She will be here. So we're going to be kind of talking about white crime. If you're a lady and you wish to be part of the ridiculous race game this week, you know what to do. It's properthought at yahoo.com. That's properthought, one word, at yahoo.com. No caps. Yeah, and this week, like I told Cyber and Ragnarok, we're going to be talking about white crime this week on the ridiculous race game. Yeah, we're going to be talking about white crime, and, I think it's going to be good, because we're going to have a white girl, we're going to have a black girl, and I believe Nisa is like an Eskimo or something like that. So, yeah, it's a good mixture. And I may have a few surprise guests in the wings. I might have a few surprise guests. I don't want to say anything because if I say anything, then it's not a damn surprise anymore. So make sure you hear, man, Saturday night, man, 8 p.m. Eastern time, regardless of anything else, we'll be throwing down on a ridiculous race game. And like I said, if you want to be a contestant on a ridiculous race game, you know what to do. Hit me up on my email and we can make it happen. All right? All right. So we're going to go ahead, man, and wrap it up, man. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. As always, y'all know that I do. And hold up. Check. I think I got a couple of cash apps too. And I finally put Cash App on my computer, y'all, so now I can look at it without looking at my damn phone. I got a Cash App from A Truism. Appreciate that, brother. Truism with the Cash App. When you drop coins on this platform, you get this. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. And also, another Cash App from Brother Darrell. I appreciate that, Brother Darrell. When you drop coins on this platform, you get this. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. I appreciate the Cash Apps, man, and all that, but more importantly, man, I appreciate your participation. That means more to me than anything else. I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that. Shout out to Brother Ragnarok and Brother Cybertoxin for coming through and, talking about their white brethren and how their white brethren slip into a life of criminality, drug use, and stupidity. I appreciate y'all coming on and explaining why white folks do the shit they do. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all explaining why white people do the shit they do. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. You could have been anywhere on a Wednesday night, man, and you decided to be here. It's appreciated, man. It is so appreciated, man. Like I said, man, I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will, man. You got my word on that, man. So with that, I will leave you good folks with 3 words, like I always do. Open your mind. Peace, folks. Folks, this is X with another.
The darkness continues.
Open your mind.
Dark exodus. Dark exodus. The protester. Dark exodus. Open your mind.
You know.
Yeah, X. Dark exodus. You understand? Yeah, X. understand? You understand? Open your mind. Dark X. Yeah, X.
You know.
You understand? You understand? Yeah, X. Open your mind. Dark Exodus. Dark Exodus. Dark Exodus. Dark Exodus.